All right, y'all. Happy Friday. I don't know if the rest of you guys are feeling it, but I am a little fatigued. And so is everyone else who's had a busy week and the start of summer and Murph on Monday and, being an adult and being a kid that wakes up at 5 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. So what I'm getting at is designed today to be a movement day, but also be somewhat of a little bit more recovery relief day. We need to move to help our muscles heal, but at the same time, we need to make sure we're not pushing our muscles too far where they cannot recover and heal. So I'll get to that more in a minute. We're going to start with 4 minutes of cardio. We got 5 reps of the ATG squat. That's the one where you're going to put your ankle and your groin together. So you collapse everything down, and then you try to squeeze your glute, your back butt cheek, the leg that's on the ground. You're going to try to squeeze and flex that side and straighten that leg. Relax it, squeeze and straighten it. You're going to repeat that for 5 on each side. Then you've got pec stretch, hand or elbow up, rotate away. Hold it for 20 seconds. Thread the needle is hands and knees. We're trying to get some rotation out of the spine, so take that one arm, scoop it under, get your shoulder all the way down, and rotate your spine as much as you can. You can hang out here for a second if you'd like and get a little bit more of a stretch. And then you come up and do the same thing to the top. You're twisting, and you can hold there too if you want a little extra. Then you're going to go pretzel. One leg is under, one leg's over the top. Hug that knee, hold 20 seconds each side. Then we have the ab blaster. Once again, I'm sure everybody loves that. But we are trying to superset a bunch of abdominal movements that are going to hit the abs from every direction and build up a little bit of endurance by cramming it all together. And this is our last day of this one. And then next week, we switch over to new EMOMs and a bunch of other stuff, and we get to start mixing our abdominal work back into our normal WODs instead of just one day. So today you've got 6 rounds. Each round is 2 minutes. This is exactly the same as it has been. Nothing has changed. You're going to hang from the rig. You're going to get your feet up, and you're going to try to get one foot all the way to the bar or up to 90 degrees. And then you do the other side, and you go back and forth until you've done 8 on each side. Then you lay on your back, and we've got alternating V-ups. So you're going to lay back until everything is opened up, sit up, and then raise a leg up and touch. 1, 2. You're going to go back and forth till you hit 12, so 6 on each side. Then you're going to flip it over into the plank, elbows and feet. Make sure your belt buckle's tucked up underneath. You don't want to be in this position. That's going to get into your lower back. 20-second hold, so make sure you can see the clock. Then you got bicycle crunches, where you go opposite elbow, opposite knee, back and forth for 20 reps, 10 on each. And then lastly, you'll have a medicine ball on the ground, and you'll move your legs up and over until you've done 12. Your goal is to finish that as fast as possible so that you can get a little bit of rest, hopefully, before the next round starts. If you don't finish those movements and the 2 minutes is up, just stop where you're at, start over, back at your alternating toes to bar at the top of every 2 minutes. We'll work through 6 rounds, and then we're going to do individual bowling today. So normally when we do bowling is where you sit on the rower and you're trying to row 100 meters exactly. So you're rowing, and then for most ladies, you get somewhere around 80. You do one big pull, you stop, you let it coast, and you're going to try and get it to stop exactly at 100. Anything over or under is your score. So if you pull a 102, then you've got 2 reps. If you pull a 95, you've got 5 reps. So any deviation from 100 is going to be your reps for these movements. So for RX and comp, it's double unders. For the burn, it's just single jump rope. So let's say we pull a 95, then you got 5 double unders or 5 singles if you're doing burn. Then you're going to take your barbell, you're going to deadlift that up, and once you're here, you're going to stay above the knees and get that into the front rack position, and you're going to work through however many reps you just landed on. In this scenario, we got 5. Then you're going to go to the ground and do bar push-ups. So on the burn, you can do these from your knees, which I forgot to write that in there, but you're going to put your hands on your barbell and do your push-ups. So I don't have one set up, but your hands are going to be on the bar, and you're going to do your push-ups on your bar. For the burn, you put your knees down and lower your chest down and press back up. Now, because your hands are going to be elevated, it's slightly easier, but because the bar is technically on wheels and it can roll, it also makes it a little bit harder. So you need to make sure that when you set yourself up that your chest is directly over the bar. Don't let the bar get way out here like this, or it's going to roll away from you. You've got to make sure your chest is straight over the bar so your arms are straight up and down, so that when you come down, you can stop that bar from rolling forward or backwards. I'd recommend you go pretty slow on those until you feel like you're comfortable with them. And you're just going to do them with whatever weight you have on your bar. For most people, bowling is going to give them a pretty low number on each round, which is why the weights can be a little bit heavier. So during warm-up, you can practice your bowling if you want to. Practice getting to 100. But remember, you can't pull after you get to 90. So you're just going to play with those numbers. And then, so on round 1, we pulled a 95. You do your 5 reps. You write that down on a board for yourself. Then round 2, you bowl again. You get 100. You write down a 0. You bowl again, right? And you're only going to do the amount of reps that you get. Now, if you're somebody who's been here for a while and you're really good at bowling, you may want to go heavy because you're only going to get a few reps, right, by the time it's all done. Any questions on that? Cool. Let's warm up. We got 4 minutes of cardio. I'll start that warm-up clock in just a second. You at-home people are going to roll 1 dice, and that's going to tell you how many reps you get on each round.